And joining us now is Senate Majority Leader John Thune is with us. Senator, I guess you probably didn't know that the New York Times was biased in favor of conservatives. I had no idea.
Yeah, that was a real revelation, wasn't it, Sean? Yeah, pretty shocking. Yeah.
Pretty shocking. You know, when we keep playing all of these montages of Chuck Schumer and every Democrat and the dangers of a shutdown and all the people that will be suffering, this is the Schumer shutdown. He's doing it. And what's fascinating is as you go back throughout his career, as we have been playing, you hear a guy consistently saying he would never shut the government down. Now, I believe it's for purely blind political ambition that he's doing this. But once you back yourself into a corner, how does he get out of it?
Yeah, and I think there are a lot of rank and file Democrats, Sean, who are regretting letting Schumer walk them down into this rat hole. He's trying to go through these contortions to justify what he's doing when you got all those statements out there, as you point out, from the past where he talks about you can't take the federal government hostage to do all these other things. I mean, these statements that he's made in the past are pretty revealing about, you know, what he's doing right now and how he's completely sold out and held hostage by the far left. I mean, the reporting on this has been pretty clear. He's coordinating this entire strategy with lefty organizations like MoveOn.org. And so they've got him boxed in here, and he doesn't really have a way out. But I think his members, I think a lot of these rank and file Democrats are looking for an off-ramp. And so I'm hoping at some point they'll come to their senses and join us in voting to reopen the government. They shouldn't have gotten themselves in this place in the first place.
You know, let's look at, I want to deal with one issue because there's been some ambiguity, but the reality is Ro Khanna has admitted it, Maxine Waters has admitted it, even the fake news CNN fact checkers have admitted monies that they are requesting. They are now demanding $1.5 trillion for a 7-week period of time. Correct me if I'm wrong, but some of those monies will be steered towards health care that will be given to illegal immigrants. True or false?
Yeah, and they're trying to run away from it, but they can't run away from it. I mean, there's too much out there. And when we did the reconciliation bill, the working families tax cut bill back in July, we shut the door on a lot of that. What they are doing is repealing all that work. So they are now opening the door again to allowing non-citizens, allowing people that Joe Biden admitted into this country illegally to be eligible for free health care. Either via Medicaid or, you know, the ACA subsidies. So they're trying to run away from it. They're trying to deny it, but it's just a fact. And you know, honestly, that is an issue I think that really resonates with a lot of Americans out there. The $1.5 trillion in spending does too, don't get me wrong. I mean, to try and extort $1.5 trillion to get a 7-week funding resolution that just keeps the doors open so we can finish our appropriations work tells you the desperate lengths that they are taking right now I mean, these folks are, they've lost all rationale when it comes to their hatred for President Trump. They can't see straight, they're blinded by it, and they're willing to do what used to be in their minds, I think, really pretty crazy and stupid things. But that's the world we're now living in.
And Senator, I want to be clear. I want the American people to be clear. The Republicans are offering what's called a clean CR, continuing resolution, which would fund the government at current levels, no cuts across the board, nothing, and just the current levels as you work behind the scenes. That means there wouldn't be a delay in terms of paychecks. That means people wouldn't be let off or furloughed, or some people maybe not be getting their jobs back at all, according to President Trump. Republicans are willing to fund the government at current levels today. You are demanding nothing except a continuation of where we are.
Correct. And they're the delusional, again, contortions they're going through to justify what they're doing on something that is, as you said, it's clean, it's nonpartisan, it is short term, it has no gimmicks, we didn't put any partisan riders on it. I mean, this is something that should be a no-brainer around here. And it's something, by the way, that they did 13 times when Joe Biden was in the White House and the Democrats had the majority in the Senate. They passed continuing resolutions 13 different times. So now they're having to run away from that record and somehow justify all this stuff they've loaded onto this thing. So yeah, I mean, we're in just a different universe and a different world right now. But hopefully, the American people will hold them accountable. We want to do things in the light of day. We want to be transparent. In the past, the way Schumer did this is they would write these bills in his office behind closed doors, and we're trying to open it up, allow the appropriations process, bring bills to the floor, allow open amendments, and do things the way we ought to do things, which is in the light of day. And this is a very different business model than what he's accustomed to and what his senators are accustomed to. So they're trying, again, to load this thing up. They're very personally hurt by the fact that we're not negotiating on a short 7-week funding resolution, the $1.5 trillion in new spending that they want, and all the other bells and whistles that liberal wish list that rides with it.
My understanding is the real pressure will be brought to bear mid-October, and that's when checks won't be going out to the military and other federal employees. They'll be paid now, but by the middle of the month, they will not be paid. Is that about right?
That's correct. And unfortunately, they're starting to work now without pay. I mean, what they're getting paid for now, and the pay period actually hits today, and for members of our men and women in uniform, but you're talking about border agents, you're talking about a lot of government employees that are doing important work keeping the country safe, who are now going to be working without getting paid. And that's what they're doing. I mean, they're sacrificing that to try and get all these things on, I said, this special interest, far left activist base that they have to answer to on their wish list. So they're loading it up with a lot of try to load this up with a lot of partisan stuff. It is a very straightforward, simple issue, which I hope the American people understand. We're trying to keep the government open. The Democrats shut it down, and this is what's going to be the consequence for the American people.
All right, Senate Majority Leader John Thune, thank you.
Thanks, Sean.